Welcome again. So the next step is I will create a Docker file here in our Ansible server in the directory where I have copied the build, right? So folder, so React, Jenkins, Ansible, and here I will create the Docker file. So to create Docker files, type nano Docker file, right? So in this Docker file, I will create what I will create. I will use Nginx server, right? And they will try to copy the build files into the default directory in our Nginx server in user share Nginx HTML. So for that I will use the base image Nginx latest, then I will copy the build right to our user share Nginx HTML. So the build, so I have to I have to copy all these files that are in the build folder in this directory, right? So I will save this, right? If I check now this, that's running successfully, right? So what is the next step? I will try to go back in this job, right, and modify it, and they will execute a command on our Ansible server. So let me at the first I have to get in the home Abdulali React Jenkins Ansible directory, right? And on this directory I will build my image, then run my container. So build or build ht, give it a name, we call it React app, and build in the current directory. Then I will run my container, give it a name of React app, attach it and run on the port. This is the port of the host, then the port of the container. So every time the host will receive traffic on this port, it will remap it to the container directory, sorry, to the container port. Then the touched port, then I will give it the name is our app, React app. Run, give it a name, touch it, port, then run the image. Good. If I apply, then I save it. Now try to build. Now I go here and check if we have containers. We have no containers yet. Another build will trigger, then the image will be created and the container will run. So what is the issue here? me go here and become root and try to run Docker. Right? The Docker. Yes. I'm in the root. So right. I have to come back here and check. Configure. I have in home. Sorry. The home. That it is Ansible. React. Jenkins, Ansible. So React Jenkins, Ansible, and try to Docker build ht the tag, give it a name here. Oh, sorry. I have did a mistake here. It's React app. Save it. Then I will build it again. So another time Jenkins will try to install the dependencies, run the build, then run the commands on the remote server. In our case, it is Ansible server. So we will have to wait until the build is finished. Yes, it's success. If we come back here to our Ansible server and try to check if any server running, yes, we have a server that is running here. So if we check the IP address, the public IP address of our Ansible here and try to reach it, yes, as you can see, that's the build, that's the app is running successfully. So what is the next step? The next step is try to use Ansible playbook instead of running these commands, right? Because if we try now to run again these commands, or try to build again Jenkins and run these commands on the remote host, it will not work. It will show us error that there is already here a container that is running. So what we have to do, we have to remove it, then try again to run it again. And if you want, for example, to run a container on this Docker Docker server, it will be very hard and very difficult. So that is why Ansible come in the action and try to do this on the behalf of Jenkins. Just we will create Ansible playbooks, and these playbooks will execute this on localhost and try to execute commands on the remote host. Okay, so let me try to create Ansible playbooks, but before that we have to install Ansible. To install Ansible, we'll use the pip option, because there are many methods to install Ansible, but in this lab we will go only with the pip option. So let me become root to do switch to the root, right? Then I will try to add pip install Ansible, right? That the pip is not existing. The pip is not existing here, right? So what we have to do is I will try to install pip Python pip. So for that I will have to install yum install Python pip, right? Yes. So the installation is finished. Then we will have to type pipe install Ansible.